It's time, everyone. We're gonna talk about Paul Wall and his 2010 album Heart of a Champion. So you may be wondering, well, what tell me about Paul Wall. Really, the man had like a decent career. One of his biggest songs was the song Grills. It almost makes you wonder if he still performs it. Um, Beyond that, he really didn't get on the Billboard Hot 100 that often, but he did manage to get, another, several albums out. And this is one later in his career after like his big 2005 album. So obviously, like the reason why I like this album is because it's got not necessarily the most commercial appeal that the other ones had. There's a couple numbers in here that kind of feel like crunk numbers, which is really out of the ordinary for Paul Wall. But I do like the way that this album goes. There's just something about it that's hard to describe, but we'll get to it. Pretty much, this guy is a Texas rapper that talks about lean, cars, money, and grinding. These are just a few of the topics that you're going to hear about when you hear Paul Wall, and he just has kind of like a drawl to it. I wish that there was a song like Sitting Sideways on this album. He really could have used a song as slinky as that. And it's almost something that, like really, it kind of needed to be anchored. I mean, it's good, but it's really lukewarm at the same time. So that's it. This isn't something that's going to get Paul Wall any new accolades, and it's not a number that's going to um, be something that's going to be brought up in a debate about Paul Wall. So, thing is, you can smoke to it. And, out of 14 songs, here there's Smoke Every Day, of course, and I'm on Patron, Stay Iced Up, Ain't a Thing. These are some songs to smoke to. And the production, really, I was not super impressed with this album. And the main reason is just because, I mean, sometimes when I listen to music, I go for the songs that like have the people who I know who they are, and that just doesn't really work that well. Like, there's some bigger names on here like Bun B and Chamillionaire and Raekwon that just don't necessarily hit the mark, and it's not, this isn't terribly impressive because of that. So really, there was about 8 beats on here that I didn't like, and um, got an incense going. That's why I'm kind of shaky with my speech. But um, yeah, I mean, just some of these just did not hit the mark, and it's kind of disappointing. So the unheard songs, these are the ones. I mean, this album, it wins in the sense that you think, well, Paul Wall is kind of like, he's got an interesting character. I know that he's probably a person that can get people around him. People want to be around him, in other words, but it just feels like he didn't know how to convert that into a song, which is disappointing because I'm going to list the songs that are good. So, I'm on Patron is pretty much one of the best songs on this album. That will make you want to drink and cut loose. Smoke Every Day is another one you need to check out. Stay Iced Up, Pocket Full of Presidents, Ain't a Thing, and My City. And those are the 6 songs. Now, if you pay attention, what these topics are about is just money, having, nice jewelry, and more money, and putting on for your city. So, like really, we needed something for Paul Wall to be able to do it. And, on some of these other topics like showing skills, and I guess the main reason why I didn't like it was just because of the production, but also you got to be able to say, well, what could have made you like this song a little bit more? And so, out of these 8 songs, why were they not hits? That's the question you're going to be asking yourself. And what I came up with is just they do not pack the punch. They just plain don't. And you listen to a song like "Stay Iced Up" or "I'm on Patron," and then you compare it to like "I'ma Get It" and "Live It" and "Heart of a Hustler," and these songs fall flat. And that's just the only thing I can say is just when they go head to head, they don't work. So, and seeing as Paul Wall cannot do this, it is disappointing. So you just got to be able to, like, it feels as if maybe he was trying to create like a complete package, give you like a little bit of everything, a taste of his lifestyle, and you have to get the good with the bad. I don't know because I can't look into his mind, but I will say I can tell the good songs from the bad ones, and it just happens that there's more bad songs than good ones this time. So, yeah, I guess it's just like I said earlier, he just didn't know how to make his interesting character come into the form of songs. And you'll probably notice if you listen to the lyrics more, it just, you could say he ran out of ideas or something, I don't know. But some of these songs are interesting, but they just lack the punch of the ones I listed. So I would like to recommend this, but it just is like a shade beneath me recommending it. So I'm going to give this album, because I like 6 out of 14. I'm going to give this album 4. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. And the future, Paul Wall's been doing things. You just have to check out what he's doing, take a look, see some of the stuff. The Texas movement, it's really kind of difficult. That seemed almost like a fad more than a movement, but really, it just is something. I wasn't expecting like some of these good songs. They're definitely surprises, but they're just in short supply. So, yeah, the Social Score, this is not going to be that good just because Paul Wall kind of has the big problem of getting people to pay attention to his records, and like the collaborations are not necessarily people that are going to boost his reputation. So that pretty much says like you think he's just for hardcore or people who are just really like him, and so that is difficult. So I'm gonna give him like a 3 social. That song "I'm on Patron" is a good one, but there's not a clone of that song. We needed more of those riled up numbers. That's pretty much like the most exhilarating song on here, and there's not really some of the other ones are kind of calm, smooth, just lazy southern drawl type songs, but they're not party starters, and we just needed some of those as well. I think a close one would be "My City," but that's just, it doesn't fit him. So, can it be topped? I think so, but don't overlook this. It's definitely something worth looking at. So I give this album a 4 and a 3 social.